Hey all, welcome to Tint Taste Tour. Today I'll show you how to paint this beautiful couple against this sunrise landscape. In acrylics, this is one of the easiest painting to begin with. The material required for this painting is acrylic paints, palette for mixing colors, brush, canvas, water in 2 jars, and paper towel or cloth. Now we are going to apply the first coat of paint on the canvas. So when applying paint or the first coat, make sure the brush is damp enough, which means that it should have water but not too much of water, it should be wet. So you dip it in water, drain off or squeeze off the excess water, and then use it for applying colors. And hey, if you like the videos I make, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the red button below and show your love and support. Also click on the notification bell to get alerts when a new video is posted. When you look at a sunrise or sunset, the sky is colorful. It is filled with tints of pink, orange, yellow, red, blue, sometimes purple. In this painting, I want the sky to have a hint of all of these colors. While applying coats for the background, every time you feel the brush is dry, dip the tip of the brush in water and then pick up paint and apply it on canvas. Now for blending, I am using a makeup brush and it's dry. I am just moving it in circular motions so that all the paint which is still wet blends off well. If you do not have a makeup brush, you can use any brush which is a little fluffy and it makes it easier to blend that way. I will give the link for all the materials used in the description box below. Acrylic paints tend to dry pretty quick, so there would be parts wherein the color is not blending with other color. So in that parts you just apply a little more color on top of the dried color and then try blending it. So as you can see, without pressing the brush on the canvas, I am just lightly moving it either in circular motions or in waving motions and blending the color. The paint is still wet and I feel the background is a little dark, so I'm just going to lighten it a bit using white and tints of red. This is just the first coat of paint that we are applying on canvas. We still have to apply 2 more coats, so don't worry much even if the colors don't blend well in the first go itself. Just be a little patient. I'm almost done with the first coat of paint here. So after this is done, I'm going to let this dry completely and then we'll be applying the second coat. For the second coat, I would be toning down the colors to more lighter version of the same colors that we had used in the first coat. So I'm just adding a little more white to those colors and we'll be using them for the second coat. When applying the second layer of paint as well, I have taken a clean brush and made it damp by dipping it in water and squeezing off the excess water and then dipping it in paint and applying it on the canvas. So anytime you feel the brush is dry, again dip the tip of it in water and then pick up paint from the palette. This way the brush will move easily on the canvas and also the paint won't dry off too fast. Also, a very important point to remember is with the acrylic paints, never make them watery by adding in water separately. So you never add water separately to acrylic paints. Only the water on the wet brush or the damp brush is all I'm using throughout the painting. Try applying the colors a little fast so that the paint doesn't dry off and it is easier to blend in the colors. Again, I'm using a clean dry brush to blend here, and we are using the same technique of not pressing the brush too much on the canvas, just lightly stroking it in circular motion or in waving motion. Now once this dries off, we'll apply the third layer of paint, which is a much lighter version of as compared to the first and the second layer. I have created lighter shades by adding white to each of the colors, which is red, yellow, orange and blue. Do not hold yourself back when you are using acrylic paints. Play around with colors, because even if something goes wrong, it is easy to make corrections in case of acrylic colors, as you can apply another coat of paint upon it, and since they are opaque, you can easily start off fresh. I will quickly blend this using the same technique. The reason I want the sky to be light is because the foreground would be black and it should stand out against the light background. It's more of like taking a photograph against the light, wherein the background is lit but everything else in the foreground is dark. It's like a shadow. The things, people, trees, everything looks dark. For drawing the foreground, I am using a damp pointed tip brush which was dipped in water and all of the excess water is squeezed off, and using black color I am making the outline of land and just drawing a few tree branches here and there. The only difficult part of this painting is drawing the figures of the correct size or proportion on the canvas. So they should not look too big or they should not look too small for the canvas or the proportions in which you have drawn the sky and the land. Easy way to get it right is practice it on a piece of paper first, and try practicing it of the same size as you would be drawing it on the canvas, and then keep it as a reference and draw as I made it here. Or if you are not confident about directly drawing the outline on the colored canvas, then what you can do is even before you start painting, draw a pencil outline of the figures and the land so you get the correct proportions, and then this pencil outline, make it dark using acrylic paint using a pointed tip brush. Once the outline with black acrylic paint is ready for the figures and the land, then you start painting the background or the sky. And if at all in between while adding layers you feel that the outline is fading off, then you can again draw the outline using the black acrylic paint, just make it dark and then continue painting. Or the most easy way is to use a stencil if you have one. So since it's a shadow-like feel, we have painted the land completely black, and also the figures we are going to fill in with black color. When filling in black color into the figures, try to work in a little cautiously and slowly, because if at all it goes wrong, you can very well correct it, but it would be a little difficult and a time-consuming task to do so. I will add another layer of black color after this coat dries. So for the trees, I'm using a pointed tip brush, a round brush which is a little fluffy, and a flat brush. I'm going to use the pointed tip brush to add strokes for the grass. At At any point, if you feel the brush is not moving smoothly on the canvas, dip the tip of the brush in water and then in paint, and then use it on the canvas. When you're drawing the outline of the tree trunk or the branches, don't overthink this part and try to get it perfect. Just let your imaginary juices flow here, as no tree trunk or branch is exactly of the same shape, or it does not have a specific shape. You just have to give in random strokes here. Now for the bush-like effect on the grass, I'm going to use a rounded tip brush, and make sure it is not at all wet. It should be dry, else the water will drip off from your canvas. And you just have to tap the color on the canvas lightly. Also keep in mind, while painting the grass or the tree leaves, we do not have to cover the entire part in black, because we want the background color of the sky to peek through the grass or the tree leaves. Make some random taps on the edge of the land as well, so it does not look like a straight cut. Instead, it would have an uneven grass-like feel to it. And slowly you will see the picture coming to life. Give second coat of black for the land and the figure, and also add in a little gray here and there on the tree leaves, for the leaves, and also for the grass. So for the final touches, I'm going to add in a little yellow, and here the brush is holding more water as compared to any time we have used on the canvas, because I want the background paint to peek through from the yellow color. Don't worry if there is a little color on the figure or on the trees. Once this color dries off, we can add in black color again to this figure and the trees to make any corrections that are required. Once you are happy with the way the painting looks, let it dry for at least a day, and then we will spray gloss, or you can also apply varnish to this painting. And why we apply it is because it will protect it from dust and also from yellowing over time, and it will give it a nice glossy look. If you like this painting tutorial, do give it a big fat thumbs up, and also let me know in comments. See you soon with a new video. Bye bye.